Are you feeling like the early days in your Bannerlord campaigns are a living hell? And that you don't know how to overcome the overbearing feeling that your entire expensive party is going to get killed and leave you all alone? Well, fear not, my brave soldiers, for today I'm going to show you the best way to start a Bannerlord campaign, all the way from creating your character to reaching Clan Tier 1. Hello guys, my name is Chanso, and before we get into the video, I just want to thank you guys for the amazing support on my channel. It really means a lot. Now let's get right into the video. The first step of starting any Bannerlord campaign is of course making a character, and then choosing what that character will specialize in. This is not as big of a deal as you might think, but some important skills that you would want to have some levels invested in is charm and endurance, and we'll get to that later. When you have made a character that you're happy with and you feel like you're good to go, we can begin the next step on this guide.
The first thing that I always do when starting a brand new campaign is recruiting some lads.
And you don't need many at all. You can be happy if you find 10 people that are willing to die for you. And this is important as some quests need a certain amount of troops in your party to function. And also just having some muscle makes traveling around a lot safer. And this will also make the next step on this guide a million times easier. The next thing you're gonna wanna do is going around fighting bandits while also doing tournaments. This is a really efficient and also fun way of gaining renown and loot and of course, money. But fighting battles will also help you level up your athletics, which is really important if you want to seduce a great spouse, because at level 75 athletics, you'll be able to choose the having going perk, which will increase your persuading capabilities. You can, however, get a wife without any skills, but it will help to be somewhat prepared. A bonus tip is to fight battles that are almost not in your favor, as these battles will give you more renown, which will help you a lot on your journey to Clan Tier 1. When you're battling the most ruthless and scariest bandits and winning the tournaments around Calradia, it is smart to visit the local villages to see if they need some help. Hi, Editing Chanzo here. I totally forgot to mention for you guys that you should of course sell all your loot that you're not using personally to save up that money. And yeah, don't forget to buy horses as well for your footmen to give your party more movement speed. And yeah, that's going to be all. Let's get back to the video. Sorry. Completing quests like need help with brigands and clear out a nearby bandit hideout are some of my favorite quests to look out for. This is because they're not super inconvenient and you will get XP for your combat skills and receive loot from the bandits and hideouts that you take out. Doing quests also helps you level up your charm skill and increasing your relations with the locals, making it a lot easier to recruit troops in the later stages of the game. Something that is very important in the early game is getting a good companion to start leveling their desired skills as soon as possible. In my playthrough, I went with a companion with decent steward skill, just because my personal character lacked in stewardship. But getting a character with good medicine or scouting can be just as good, if not better. It all depends on what your plan is when playing. Now, after winning a lot of tournaments and defeating a lot of roaming bandits, while also completing quests along the way, you have finally reached Clan Tier 1. And this is when the real game begins, as you can now be hired as a mercenary for any kingdom that you want. This is also a good time to start looking into the last step of this guide, and that is going to be getting a wife. Getting a wife is an essential part of the game, as creating a family is crucial to actually being able to play on your save if your main character dies, because you will need an heir to continue your legacy. And remember, in the beginning, when I told you that charm and athletics are great skills to spend some focus points on? Well, yes, I'll tell you why. In the charm tree, there are 2 perks in particular that will help you, let's say, get a high tier wife, but also making it easier to get little mini-yous, if you know what I mean. These perks are the level 25 virile perk, which will add 30% chance of your wife getting pregnant, and the level 75 Meaningful Favors perk, as this perk will give you a 10% higher chance of getting a double persuasion success. In the athletic tree, which I've already mentioned, is the Having Going perk. These perks will increase your chance of getting a wife, but you can totally get one without the perks. I did it in my playthrough, but my wife was not ideal, as you would want a wife with better stats, in my opinion. Now, there you have it folks. The best guide to getting a solid Bannerlord start, without any cheese or exploits. This was a really fun video to make, and I hope you enjoyed it. Now, go out there and get yourself an amazing woman or man to keep you company while you take over Coloradia. Later!